Good afternoon, everyone. Sharice Jervis-Hill here, president and founder of Events to Remember and PR to Remember. And I am here for our Coffee with Cher session. That's what I call it. I don't even know if that's a thing, but that's my thing, right? Coffee with Cher session. And I have today a good storm rolling in today. Miss Jane McCarthy. She is the chief brainstormer of JaneStorm, and she is a good storm, but she's going to definitely whirl some things up today. So Jane, thank you for being here. Thank you for being on Coffee with Cher.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here.
Oh, look at her mug. All right, let's do our little cheers. Cheers, cheers.
Cheers.
Too blessed. Let's see that again. Too blessed to be stressed. I love it.
I'm so happy to be here. So happy to be with you.
Well, thank you for being here. What's in that mug? Anything good? I'm drinking water. I'm trying to hydrate. What about you? What's in that mug?
I'm drinking Fairlife protein drink because
Oh,
I need the protein.
okay, good. All right, good stuff. Okay, so Jane, tell me a little bit about your company and how you got started. And before you go into that, I do want to say that Jane was, when we first started Coffee with Cher, when we were in person, she was definitely one of our original crew. So I'm so happy to have her here today. She's incredible, but she'll let you know that in a minute. But I'm just so happy to kind of have you on the podcast now from our in-person Coffee with Cher little coffee
Yes,
group.
exactly. And watching you over the years, I mean, we've known each other in different circles for so
Yes.
long. It's just wonderful. I worked for Verizon for 32 years.
Mm-hmm.
And in 2018, I was given a chance to take a package. And at the time, my financial advisor, Marie Green, said,
Mm-hmm.
first out wins. Go for it. This is your chance. Take the opportunity. And so it was October, and I was driving, and I ran the loyalty program for business to business customers all along Verizon.
Mm-hmm.
And I did it for 20 years. I job shared. I worked Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday out of my house in New York. And my
Mm-hmm.
job share partner worked Wednesday, Thursday, Friday out of the office in Virginia. And we were successful before Zoom, way before Microsoft Teams.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm driving and I'm like, okay, I've decided to take this package. What am I going to do?
Mm-hmm.
And I remember 2 years prior being at an old vendor of mine, Kobe Marketing, down in St. Pete, Florida. And I walked into their offices one day and there was a huge sign and it said JaneStorm. And I said, what is that? And they said, Jane, when you show up, we don't brainstorm, we JaneStorm because you do best at connecting people and ideas. And then I added a positive force for your future.
Oh, I love that.
And from there, I was saying, okay, now I want to do something. So I went on to coaching. And in 2020, I went to my teacher that taught me the first phase of coaching. And I said, I'd like you to coach me. She said, no, I want to continue to teach you. And I took on virtually going for my ICF International Coach Federation professional coaching certificate.
Mm-hmm.
One of the hardest, most rewarding things I've ever done in my life.
Mm-hmm.
Because one of the things you learn when you're doing coaching is that it's not about you. You have to leave your expectations, your ego, and your assumptions at the door. It's not about giving advice. It's about asking powerful questions and co-creating a map for the future with your client.
Love it.
So when we did that, I realized how much I had to learn. And one of my mentors taught me, suspend what you know in order to grow. And I had to suspend what I know in order to grow. And it has been one of the most exciting experiences to do coaching. Then I got into strengths coaching because one of my friends from the coaching cohort, who's from Charlotte, North Carolina, Lisa, said, Jane, you got to do strengths coaching. You're so positive. I had taken Clifton strengths, and my number one strength is positivity. The next is
Mm.
communication, woo, which is winning others over, input, which is collecting ideas and people and things, and then maximizer is bringing the whole team together. And
Oh.
so I love doing Clifton Strengths. I love that part of my job. And from there, I've done other work where I've been able to go around the world and bring speakers and speak in front of 700,000 people. In
Wow.
India twice, I was in India, been to the Bahamas doing women's retreats, men's retreats, group retreats. It's been a wild, wild ride.
Amazing. And I just love looking at Jane on like Facebook, and I'm like, where is she now? Which continent is she on right now? You know what I mean? It's like amazing seeing you in all these different places.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. Have you ever done strengths, Charisse?
I haven't, no.
Oh, well, you will be now. I'll be
Uh-oh.
sending you a code to do that. You know, Don Clifton, one of the reasons people love to do strengths is because Don Clifton came up with it about 50 years ago. And he
Mhm.
said, what would you do if you focused on your strengths instead of your weaknesses? And
Mm.
so the military uses it, corporate America uses it, colleges use it, educators use it, because you're focusing on what you're good at. And instead of focusing on your weaknesses. And so I like to say there are 34 strengths. When you use your top 5 to 10,
Mhm.
that's your 2020 vision. That's what you're born with. When
Mm.
you use like 10 to 24, you need glasses like you and I right
Mhm.
now.
Mhm.
You could do it and you could do
Yeah.
it well, but you need the
You
tools.
need the support.
The bottom 5,
Mhm.
it's like having sand in your eye. You
Ah,
better have someone else that knows how to do that
got it.
work because it
Okay.
is very, so can you think of something in your life where you've been like, I know, like Excel spreadsheets are not my thing. It's like having sand in my eye,
I was gonna say like advanced math. Like I remember
right?
in college, like I pushed all of that I could till the end because I hated it. Like, so yeah, that's
And so
that's
then you find other tools, you find other people that know how to do that. Like in
yep.
your team, you
Mm-hmm.
find the people that match the strengths and complement your strengths. And we do it with couples, with families, with friends, with I do tons of teamwork with corporations and big teams and little teams
Mm-hmm.
to really make people understand how they tick, who they tick best with, and
Mm-hmm.
how they deal with the people they don't tick with.
Love it. So Jane, in all that you're doing, how do you set yourself up? How do you set yourself apart, excuse me, from others that are kind of in your industry or kind of do some of what you do?
For me, it's really, my mother said I came out of the womb and all I cared about were people. So for
Oh,
me, it's really about my relationships. I have relationships with people. I'm very, my loyalty background
mm-hmm.
makes me realize that when you're building a business, the most important thing are the people you're working with
Yeah.
and the people that are in your circle, and then the people that you're actually doing business with. And so what sets me apart is having 25 years of loyalty experience. And really at the core, I believe in hope, holding on to positive energy. It's
Yeah.
my number one skill. And it gets me through. I like to have fun. I like to play hard. I like to work hard. I'm curious. I
Mm-hmm.
want to know about people. I want to support people and move them forward in whatever that looks like. So
Mm-hmm.
for me, it's the commitment and loyalty and curiosity that brings together the loyalty to move me forward.
Got it. Love that. All right, so we are still at the top of the year. We're in February. Anything new that you're working on for 2024?
Well, I would tell you my number one for me personally is to
Mm-hmm.
dance more in 2024. I absolutely want to dance more. And the good news is that I have been asked to collaborate on women's retreats around the world. So
Wow.
one retreat that I'll be doing is in Tulum, Mexico, the first week of April. There are 2 slots left. And that is all about success in change. How do you do change?
Mm.
And I'll be talking about strengths. We've got people talking about nutrition. We've got people that are going to be doing media work. There are 14 people signed up, 14 women from around the world.
Wow.
Then in Nashville in May, first week
Mhm.
of May, and that's all about financial success. What
Mhm.
does your ideal life look like? What do you want to do? And how are you going to make it happen? What are your values?
Mhm.
And how do you bring your values together with your business or with your personal life? And how do you make that work?
Mm.
Then I'm collaborating with an amazing woman, and we are putting together a retreat on the Mediterranean Sea. It's an
Oh.
activation summit at sea. It's 10 days, 9 ports. And I met Melissa White and Luba, both by going through our program where they came to the Bahamas and India with us.
Okay.
And they both, after doing those retreats, said to me, we're ready, we want to do our own. And they've just blown up. And Melissa's is really about finding your voice.
Mm.
And is it that you're in corporate America and you've lost your voice? Is it that you want your voice to be bigger in the community? Do you
Mhm.
want your voice to be bigger around the world? And it's bringing your faith, your voice, and your commitment to your lifestyle to give you everything that you need. And we're going to do that in 9 ports in Italy,
Wow.
Spain, and France
When
this
is
summer.
that one?
That is July 23rd to August 2nd. We
Mm.
want to take 10 people with us. We've got some incredible deals on it right now. We're working with a really cool travel agency.
Mhm.
And Melissa is a TEDx speaker. We've
Mhm.
both spoke in front of 700,000 people. Luba is also a TEDx speaker and spoke in front of 700,000 people. We believe in raising the voices around the world globally and getting women to feel empowered, confident, and knowing that they have a community behind them, the masterminds that want to help not only build up themselves, but build up others.
I love that. So you have a busy 2024. You're working on a lot of good things this year.
Yeah, my whole thing is that I am all about casting a spell. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm a coach, I am a hope activator, I'm a speaker, and I am a trainer. And I want to cast a spell of positivity and hope on the world. And I want to build a hope activation community where I am just bringing people together. And we are building it up from coaching to training to retreats
Mm-hmm.
and really making a difference and seeing how when you hold on to positive energy, it doesn't mean that things don't happen.
Mm-hmm.
It just means that you take a step back and you find the intentional way to deal with the stress that comes daily.
Mm. That is incredible. I love it. So we are coming into my final question, and as everyone knows, this is my favorite question. Um, I mean, Jane, you've done so much. You from your corporate experience, from the business that you've built, to your traveling and helping women all around the world. What kind of advice would you give to a new entrepreneur, someone just starting out and coming into this crazy world of
Yeah.
that entrepreneurial journey? Or it could be someone who has been in business for a while and is really having a rough time. What kind of advice? What would you share?
Patience. Have
Patient.
patience with yourself as you're
Mm,
going through this. Be curious.
mm-hmm,
If you don't know how to do something, find someone that does and set up a meeting with them.
mm-hmm,
Know what your strengths are.
mm-hmm,
Know what your strengths are. And if you are good at something, hire someone. I cannot tell you how many entrepreneurs get stuck because they don't want to spend the money and they do something that if they had paid someone to do it, it would have been done in half the time with a lot less stress.
mm-hmm,
Find the people that inspire you. Who's in your trust team?
mm-hmm.
Who are the people that are going to tell you the truth, that are going to be there for you when you're going through this? and make a commitment to whatever goals that you have, and make sure that you have a plan. One of the things that I work on is something called CROP. It's having, what are you committed to? What's the reality? What are your options? And what is your plan?
I like that. Say that again.
So it's CROP, and
Yeah.
it's what's your commitment?
Commitment,
What's the reality?
reality,
What are the options?
options,
And what's your actual plan?
plan. I love that.
Yeah. And the other big thing, and I'm not sure this, once again, I'm going to go off the coach mode and use an assumption.
Mhm.
I think a lot of people, especially women, have other people's opinions on their left shoulder. Get them
Mhm.
off your left shoulder, people. Know you are good. Know that you are valuable. Know that you are worthy and that you can make a difference.
Yes. I told you she was going to be a storm, but in a good way. Didn't I tell you? Jane, where can they find you if someone's looking for you and want to find out about all of these amazing retreats and different things that you're doing? Where can they find you?
JaneStorm.com.
Okay.
They can also go to LinkedIn. I am Jane McCarthy on LinkedIn, and Jane at JaneStorm. Send me an email. Get to me. I'm also on Facebook and Instagram, JaneStorm Hope Activator.
Awesome. Thank you, Jane, for being here. Thank you for sharing your knowledge, your wisdom. Thank you for that advice. That was solid advice. And thank you just for being you, for the beautiful storm that you are. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. It's all good.
Oh,
It's
I love
all
it. Look,
good.
she has the mug that flips around. Only Jane. I love that. Thanks. I'll talk to you soon.
All right. Bye-bye. Thank